Hey guys, HannahMouse1 here. Today in this video we will be making a pixel art version of my character, just in the typical video gamey sort of style. You'll quickly find out I have no clue what I'm doing when it comes to pixel art. I'm not experienced in it. I made a couple of 8-bit scratch games. That is about my talent with that. So I'm just kind of freestyling it in the style of the games that I personally enjoy. My favourite games are Stardew Valley and Terraria. So, yeah, I am just making out this little character with the Hannah Mouse hoodie that my avatar wears in my icon on all my social media. Yeah, I was just completely freestyling this. I wasn't overly sure what I was looking for. I just tried to add some cell shading in places and just try to make it look natural and cute and like my avatar, I guess. So I'm giving the mouse ears, the little mouse ears, and I wasn't really sure how I wanted these to look, so I just shaped them out and then just improvised how much of the pink I wanted showing, how much of the grey I wanted showing, and I just tried to make it look normal-ish. Tried to add in some shadows on the fur, all that sort of thing, and yeah, try to make the hoodie shape look normal as well, and try to make it look like a very, just like a hoodie, but obviously it's really small, so it's like hard to get any detail in. I give my character brown hair, like dark brown. In real life my hair's closer to black, but typically if you use a solid black colour, it will decrease the visual quality of your image, because in real life, black isn't, like, pure black isn't a colour which really exists. Like, if you look at anyone's black hair, you will see that it is actually just a really dark brown, so I do tend to lighten it a bit for when I draw it, just because I think it looks more visually appealing. Also in the summer, my hair does go lighter than it does in the winter, so it's actually kind of like my summer hair colour, I guess. I start shaping out the torso section. I try to give her a bit of figure, but not too much. Obviously, she's a pixel art character. It's not like I have a lot of space to work with here. I added in some shading, trying to make it look more, less flat. I wanted it to look like the hoodie is rounded, like a hoodie would be. I use the change lighten and darken tool that Piss Girl has, which is the software that I'm using, free, online, just anyone can use it. Yeah, I'm just using the light dark tool that is inbuilt to create the shadows and highlights on my character. And I think this is looking pretty cute. So yeah, I like that. I add some more shadows in around the nose. Anywhere that I think looks like it could be recessed, or is where they would be raised, I try and give a highlight. On the skin, I found if you darkened it, it went really orange, so I just used a more desaturated version that I just chose from the colour selection thing instead of the darkening one. It just made it look better. And I added in the hands, just like that. So I had some trouble with the limbs in general and all the frames that you see the character in. Namely because I had no clue what I was doing in making it look like the character was moving. Oh, the legs gave me a lot of trouble. I went back and forth on these for ages on how I wanted them to go. And I wanted it to look like the arms weren't part of it, so I just used really dark outlines on the torso where it would be between the arms and the body. And I tried to make it look dark, but not too dark, and yeah, this is kind of what I ended up with. I wasn't sure if I wanted there to be some curvature to this section, or if I just wanted it to be a straight line. I couldn't figure out what looked right. Yeah, so I just freestyled with it until I figured out where I wanted to go with it, basically. So yeah, this is where I started the legs, and I had so much trouble working out what looked normal here. I had no clue what I was doing. I couldn't seem to make it look natural, and that looks stupid, and In the end, I basically just settled by having it darker in the middle and didn't really do much with it. I tried having the shoes go out like that, but in the end I realised it looked better if they're just straight instead of like flapping out like that. It looked weird, so I just did it like that. Give her brown shoes. I wasn't really sure what to do with shoes. You don't really see my character's shoes in the somehow. You only really see the hoodie and the shoulders. I say really, that's all you see is the upper body. So I just kind of gave her brown shoes, figured it looked alright. And then I decided to do more frames. Like I wanted to do more frames, like go it sideways and all that sort of thing. So I move it up a layer so I can still see the lower layer through it, which just gives me something to reference off of in terms of proportions and heights of things and where everything should be located. Because obviously it has to look like the character actually has just turned and hasn't like nothing on the character should teleport per se. So yeah, I just spent ages just going back and forth trying to work out where I wanted what and what positions I wanted what in, and I had a lot of fun with this. Overall, I really like 8-bit style games. I think they look really good, and I just love the style, and it's pretty easy to make. I mean, I don't mean to like demean anyone who's actually really good at it and spent years learning how. Obviously, I'm not a professional in any way, but yeah, I've made a couple basic 8-bit games, or like, I don't know, pixel art games, and I played a lot of them, and I just love how simple it looks, but it's still able to convey so much detail. I think it looks really cool. Going off a bit of a thing there. Yeah, this is where I realised I used to make the hood way taller if it was going to match. And at first it looked really unbalanced, but I was able to figure out what it would actually look like, and I'm so glad I did this because it looked so much better in hindsight to have it like that. And yeah, I think it looks really cool. So I just go back and forth for a while and just try and position everything. You can see more of the character's figure from the side than you can from the front, which makes sense because you can see that more like in actuality, just like more of the figure comes across from the side. And I just try to give her a bit of a feminine figure, you know, it could be her being feminine and all. Yes. So yeah, I use the same colours. I just go back and forth making sure I use the right colours in the right places. Again, the leg gave me a bit of trouble, but I figured it out pretty quickly this time, so no biggie. I changed the background colour just to make it easier to figure out what's where, because I'm using lots of grey, so having a grey background was really annoying. So I changed it to this like white colour. Not that you can have a dark white. So now I do the shoes, same brown colour, and I just had the back of the trousers going down over them to make it look more casual. I really like that. And I just try to make everything look more comfortable and not like she might fall over any second. So yeah, I add in the ears. Again, these gave me a bit of trouble because I couldn't figure out how they would look from the side. I wanted the pink to show in there, but like I didn't think that from the side much would, because like the outside of the fluff is going to cover it. So I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing with these. So yeah, I just kind of freestyled it until I figured out what I was looking for, which took me a long time to work out. I had a lot of fun with this video. Again, it's a bit more of a simple one with school and all that. I just don't have time to make big projects and creations and all that. But I did enjoy this. It was just something casual that I threw together. Thought it was fun. So yeah, I just made this back and forth and just keep going until I'm happy with how the character looks. I erased the bottom layer and then I just fused it down. I could have just deleted the bottom. I don't want to delete the bottom layer because I don't want to delete the layer for the other character, the other costume of it on front. I'll admit I'm just staring at the character preview in the corner of the screen, watching it spin back and forth more than I am the creation process. Something about it, it's just zipping back and forth. Yeah. So yeah, I added in the arms, trying to make it look like casual. This is when I realised that it all seemed a bit out of proportion, so I just bring the top forward, which I think did help quite a bit in terms of looking normal. And I was pretty happy with that. I added some cell shading and just try and mirror the shading I did on the side, on the front view. Like anywhere there was shading on the front, I wanted to have shading on the side, basically. So that way when the character turns, it looks like the character is turning. So yeah, I just keep going back and forth between the costumes. And then I make one of the other side, so I have one facing each direction. I bring this across so it looks more centered. And then I flip the eye, because obviously the eye would be facing a different way from the side. Which is why I didn't just want to have the character, like, otherwise you could just use the other side character and just have it be image flipped. But I do want that change to be made. I think it looks so much better. So now I try and make a basic two frame run cycle. You could do more with it. I didn't really have the time to spend ages making the super smooth walk cycle. I spent ages just trying to copy the other leg in. I don't know why that caused me so much problems. It's not that difficult. I figured it out eventually. But there we go. So, yeah. I then just bring up the leg to the side, like, into the other one like that, so it looks like its ankle is or heel is off the ground. My frame run cycle basically comprised of 2 frames, one extended, one pulled in tight, because I just didn't want to have a full run cycle for this character yet. I might maybe develop this character in the future. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. At the end of the episode, I do fling it into a basic platformer engine just so I can demonstrate to you what I was going for. But it isn't much. Here I try and make the arm look like it would if the arm was in motion. Because you don't use completely straight arms when you walk. You do bend your elbow a bit. But it's hard to work out how that would look on a small scale. So I wasn't really sure what I was doing, obviously. Then I bring in the other hand. And I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. So I then go on to making a basic jump position. So I'm bringing this leg up so the knee kind of goes to the character's chest more. So it's just hopped up on one foot. And I just try and make it look like the knee's bent and try and make it look normal and natural and just, yeah. It's just been a while trying to figure that one out. I wasn't really clear on what my intention was or what my plan was or anything. I was just freestyling it, I guess. So yeah, I just keep moving stuff around and repositioning things until I'm at a point where I think I'm happy with it. And then for the back leg, I just bring it in tighter than it would be for the running position. And then I bring the arms upwards and inwards, so pulling the character upwards to get the upward momentum. And then I am just gonna do the eyes and like so, and I'm just gonna flip the character and add in some shading. Pretty happy with that one. And I'm just going to do another one for the character like falling down. Like when the character is dropping, the legs would be in a different position. So I make one for that sort of situation. So yeah, I just bring that one and then just try and make everything match up. Pull things in a bit. Just keep repositioning stuff. That's what my process was, entirely trial and error. Like, does this look good? No, let's try this. Does this look good? No, try this. I just keep trying things until I'm at a place where I'm happy with it. I'm sure if you are better at it, you could do better. But I'm not one of those people. Obviously. So yeah, I just bring up the arms and just make it look like the character is like throwing their arms in there as they fall. And I'm pretty happy with everything. Just going back and forth and making a few tweaks, duplicating that, flipping it, and doing the eye position and stuff. Like just doing all the flips that I've done for all the other frames that have been image flipped. And I'm thinking that this character is looking pretty good. So now I throw together a very, very quick platform engine. This is not a Scratch tutorial, so I'm going to just speed through all of this as fast as humanly possible. I also, it's been a while since I've done a platformer, so there's a few moments where I completely forgot what I was doing. But so yeah, I was just kind of completely just improvising and just trying to remember how things worked. I'm not experienced with platforms. I'm sure there's better ways of doing things, but I was pretty this way works for me, and I think I was doing it pretty well. So yeah, I just keep messing around until I got to the place I wanted to with it. Yeah, I'm not great at, I'm not super at Scratch or anything. So this was me entirely just improvising and just going with it, making a quick state engine so I could work out what costume it needed to be when and all that. So I just go back and forth over and over and just, yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah. So this is what it comes out with at the end. I think it looks pretty cool. You can see the character switches costumes and it jumps and falls. So yeah, thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram at HannahAskCrafts, and I'll see you next time. Bye.